This is a program called Science versus Cinema. We talk to scientists about the science behind movies, and then we talk to the filmmakers about the choices they
this will
made.
be... Well, keep in mind, I am an actress.
I understand
I am not
that.
even the filmmaker in this case,
Well,
so
we talk to everybody involved.
I know that I'm what you've been given, as Denis is not available, but you must understand my limitations.
Oh, yeah, such a step down. Yeah,
I am.
Can you just say the name of your outlet for me?
Yeah,
please?
Andy Howell, Science versus Cinema.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay, great. So I've spoken to the linguist Jessica Kuhn, who I think helped prepare you for this role a little bit.
Yes, she did.
So what did you learn from that about the life of a linguist?
You know what was wonderful and what kind of freed me up to play this was that I asked her how many languages she spoke, and she's like, it's funny, that's what everyone thinks, that we're like interpreters
Right.
or translators. And really sort of that language deals more with sort of structure of language, history of language, and sort of understanding like that she did her thesis, I believe, on a language in the Mayan culture. So understanding how she approached her education to linguistics, but I also realized there's a reason it takes like 8 years to get a doctorate in linguistics. It's actually like really complicated, and the couple of months I gave myself to figure it out was probably not enough to be an expert as my character was. But it was also helpful because she's a very warm woman, and there was something about her that kind of reminded me of Louise.
I can relate to the fact that you're an academic, you're at some university setting here, and you accurately portrayed that. Did you do any like going to campus and sort of seeing how that all works?
I watched Good Will Hunting,
Yeah.
so I felt like, no, I didn't actually visit, and I didn't even go to college. So I used my sister, and my sister was a professor at a university, and now she works at Gallup. And so she was one of my inspirations for Louise, because she's a little pip, I think is what you call them, yeah.
So you have to do a weird acting challenge here that very few actors have ever done, where you're acting like, out of time, where you're sort of acting in one timeline, but it's really informing another timeline. And sort of stuff the audience doesn't know. So can you talk about how that was a challenge?
Well, what's interesting is as we go along, like I, the actress, know it, but I have to play it as though the character doesn't know it. So I really, my character's experience is somewhat... Well, it's similar, except that I don't know what's going. Like, you guys have an assumption of what's happening, and I really have no idea what's happening. So you actually, at that point, does this make sense?
Yes.
When you talk about it, it starts to kind of, unravel in my head. But so what is believed to be the flashbacks, I'm experiencing them in a different way than the audience is. And as sort of it is revealed to me what those experiences are, it is also revealed to the audience. But it's just sort of when everybody absorbs it. Because it even takes Louise a little bit longer than some audience members to actually absorb it. I've heard of people who got it really quickly, So yeah, it was a challenge to then think about on second viewing how somebody would experience it. And so that's kind of one of the things I focused on, is like, how do I go back into the second view, like think about coming in and out of those experiences and sort of tell Louise's story genuinely and not trying to pull the rug out or anything like that.
And last question, do you have a favorite science fiction movie?
Gosh, I have so many. I like The Abyss. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
love The
great.
Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably one of my favorites.